Hey guys, what is going on? Judo Sloth here, and welcome back to today's Clash of Clans video. Check out all of the loot that we have. In today's video, we're going to be doing some pretty significant upgrades. Now, I am going to start off with the Queen Charge into Dragons. We'll use a variety of attacks today, using some of the new maxed level troops for Town Hall 13, but one of the main upgrades I want to do, one of the main pivotal areas of today's video, is upgrading the new hero, the Royal Champion, to level 20, which is the maximum level. Now, if any of you guys did not realize, you actually get an increased damage on the Seeking Shield as well, and this can be incredibly powerful, because although it does more damage to your average defense, it can now one-shot a cannon. Now that's pretty significant. That could be the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star. I know that I do have some Dark Elixir up there, 56,000, but because of the packs that we purchased earlier on in the series, we have 3 runes of Dark Elixir. And within the season challenge, if you do not collect these rewards, you don't really get much for them. Check it out, I will get 50 gems for a rune of Dark Elixir. It's just not worth it, guys. So I do want to spend the Dark Elixir, and why don't we just dive straight into that? Why don't we go ahead and actually use one of these and get the hero up to maximum level, so 240,000. We can go across to the Royal Champion. We do have a Hammer of Heroes, but I think I'm going to save that for the moment. I don't know, I'll bring it in a separate episode. I need to make a decision. Do we upgrade the Queen or do we upgrade the Grand Warden? And I'm kind of leaning towards the Grand Warden, but let me know what you think in the comments as well. So let's go ahead, let's get the Royal Champion upgrading, and then we have the Book of Heroes in order to get that Royal Champion. There we go. To maximum level. Let's get a screenshot of that. I might be sure to share it on Instagram. You never know, guys. If you're not following me over there, be sure to do so, because I do like to showcase my Clash of Clans journey. So we have the Royal Champion with the flame. It's the only hero to now have the flame around it, which is pretty cool. It's the newest hero, and it's the first one that I have maxed for level 13. But let's dive into some other upgrades, guys. Now, for the Eagle Artillery, I keep saying this, but I want to upgrade that with the Hammer of Building. Main reason being, it is one of the most expensive upgrades. So whenever you can use a hammer, it doesn't matter the cost of the upgrade, you want to ensure that you pick the most expensive thing, right? That means you're getting the best value. So there we have the Eagle Artillery to level 4 and getting ourselves to level 205. That doesn't help us in terms of decreasing the amount of gold and elixir we have, but let's head across to the laboratory. This one's going to be pretty good, guys, because we've got a lot to upgrade, and I'm tempted to go with the balloons. I kind of want to get the Yetis to level 3 as well. I think that new troop is incredible, but let's go ahead and upgrade the balloons. Main reason being, the first attack we're using is the dragons, and I take some balloons with it, and maybe we can start doing some more Lalo attacks once we get this loon upgraded. So let's go ahead and do it. You don't get a confirmation whenever you are upgrading from the lab, guys, but similar principle. We have a Book of Fighting, which we are able to collect from the season challenge. I apologize about the screen there, guys. Decided to go off on us for some reason. My apologies. I do need to get another cable. They do tend to fray and just, you know, not work after a while, so I need to get another one, guys. But let's go ahead and let's upgrade the balloon to maximum level. That means we can collect the other Book of Fighting. We just have to do that before the 12 days is out. In fact, why don't I just go and do that now, guys, before I forget. Just before I forget. I will get the wall rings and we'll upgrade them in a separate episode, but we need to keep an eye on this. How many? We have 3 days before the next one. And was there a Book of Building there? I'll get into the attack in a second, guys. Let's quickly have a look. Was that a Book of Building? No, it's a Book of Spells. It's a Book of Spells, but Since we have 14 million, I kind of want to upgrade something significant. We've been upgrading the air defense. We've got the third one upgrading. Why don't we go ahead and just upgrade the fourth air defense, guys? I kind of just want to do it. I know it means we won't have any builders for the moment, but we'll go ahead and use a builder potion to hurry up the rest of the builders, because that's when you want to use it. When you have 5 builders upgrading things, that's when you get the most value. Obviously, if you've got the Autobot and the 6th builder, then you get an even better benefit. So why don't we go ahead and we will use the training potion, but let's go out there and let's ensure that we can find a good base to attack using the Queen Charge into dragons. 600,000 of each. And notice how both of the sweepers point away from the town hall. So clearly, I'm thinking that we could get the dragons in towards the town hall. There's an air defense we can get down relatively quick. Now, I've got no way of getting into the base here. So maybe my best option would be to walk the queen from this air defense potentially up to the next one. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go with the queen probably here. 1 balloon in order to test, followed by, I need to put the healers in, but I need to put them at an angle whereby the air defense will not be attacking my queen. So let's go ahead and put a couple of minions in as well. I think my queen might indeed walk down to the bottom of the base here if we're not careful. Minions do a good job. They take out the army camps, but the queen still turns around. No, no, queen, go the other way. Go the other way. She's not going to. She's not going to, guys. Okay, so we need to adapt now. We need to adapt. Let's put the rage spell in to make sure we get through this. And I feel let's go with the stone slammer towards the multi to try and take that down. I'm going to freeze the multi-target inferno here as well, just to kind of help out. The multi will get to the slammer, and let's pop the balloons on top of it. Try and get that multi down. Try and just help the healers as much as possible. And although the queen will take down my healers, I feel we've got good pathing now for the dragons as they come through the base. So I'm just going to wait a second here. Let's put the king in. Let him do a bit of work. Once he's tanked some more defenses at the top, I will be sure to put the Royal Champion in, and I am keeping an eye on time. So let's go with the Royal Champion now to that top area to use another rage for the Queen, and let's go with 1 dragon and 3 balloons for the Archer Tower. A couple of minions. I didn't see the Archer Tower to that far side either, guys, so that's not ideal, but we should be able to push the dragons in. Royal Champion's ability is going to get the multi-inferno, which is good. King. And let's bring the dragons actually in straight to the town hall here. Oh no. Oh no. It is locked onto my healers. That is not ideal. Dragons should redirect towards the town hall, so let's rage them. Let's get the Grand Warden in as well. Move yourself forward, Grand Warden, because I want the ability to tank through the town hall. Tank through the Grand Warden, not the Grand Warden, the Eagle Artillery. King does a good job on that side. We're right into the center of the base now. My only concern is the air defense across to this side. So I am going to commit the rage spell there for the dragons, because if they can take it down, which they do, then we should be pretty good here, guys. I think this is going to be a 3-star to kick off the stream. Nice and easy in the sense that it was a good base for the dragons, and that's why I wanted to skip for you guys, to find you a base that we could showcase how to use the dragons. So you want to pick off the air defense as best as possible. That's the most dangerous defense for the dragons, and also you've got to get pathing for them to get into the base, and I feel that was a very nice example on how to use the dragons. So this base has 600,000 of each. And whilst it has multi-infernos down, it has an Eagle Artillery down, it's probably a good one to attack, because we can easily get the loot. I mean, why would we not attack this? So I think we can still showcase you the minor strategy. And why don't we try and get a bit clever? Why don't we try and charge the queen into the enemy queen in the town hall here, and then we can go from there. So let's go with the baby dragon and a couple of loons to the Archer Tower. Hopefully that goes down before the enemy queen locks onto the balloons too much. Can they get it? Yes. Now that will just to help force my queen into the base. and around, which is exactly what we want. We don't want the queen going too far away from what we want. So let's put one test wall breaker in. That means we can test for any small bombs, and then we can get the rest of them in to allow the queen into the base. That is pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is use a rage here, because the enemy queen is going to lock onto my queen, and we can put a couple of more wall breakers in to bust open that wall under rage, which is awesome. Now let's put with the king probably over to this side, along with wizards to help funnel just a little bit for my queen. She should move into the center of the base relatively soon, and when she does decide to do that, I will then use another rage spell just to help, and if nothing else, it allows the wall breaker to get through. Nearly messed it up because two of them went to the side, but now the queen will go through as long as she doesn't activate the town hall before the wall breakers get in there, which she didn't. Then we can get through that. We really didn't need that freeze, guys, did we? In fact, we really don't need much here. Let's go with the stone slammer, maybe to help my king into the base, and let's go with the royal champion, the maxed level 20 royal champion down this side. Let's try and do this without the miners. I'm going to put the grand warden in to help my queen. Now, we might need a miner or two in order to help with cleanup, but I want to see how far we can get without the miners. So the royal champion is doing a good job here. Queen continuing to come through the base. We've only got a minute left. The royal champion's going to be able to push through a lot of these defenses. And the royal champion at level 20 can one-shot cannons, which is incredible. So she's going to be able to ping through a lot of these defenses at the back. Watch that ability. Here it comes. Through the cannon, through the Tesla, onto the wizard tower, and what do you know, guys? I think we will get through this without the miners. Ooh, we might... Let's use the Grand Warden's ability to help save that single balloon. Try and take down that archer tower. We're playing with fire here, making it up mid-raid. Yes, we knew that the multi-infernos were upgrading, but that's kind of one of the reasons we attacked this base. 600,000? Why not attack it? And why not give ourselves a challenge? Heroes only. We used a couple of funneling troops, in order to get into the base, the wall breakers, but we didn't need any miners. Now, the main thing here is the builder hut. Are we going to get them? We've got one at the top and one at the bottom. I think we will time fail if we don't use a miner. So let's use a miner at the top. We might even time fail at that. The miner got the one at the top. Ooh. Oh, I'm not going to put it in. I'm going to risk it. We should get it. We did. 3 stars. We used one miner. One miner. I wanted to try and not use them. So now we have a little bit more of an upgraded, or should we say active base. 3 multi-target infernos. Oh, just as I say that. Both scatter shots upgrading. The town hall upgrading. I think this is going to be a common thing, guys, because everyone wants them upgrading, right? Now, the miners, they don't really have to worry about the Giga Bomb anyways, but they do have to worry about the Giga Inferno. But where do we attack from? I think if we charge in towards the Eagle, so try and charge the Queen into this top corner. We wasted 7 seconds there, guys. 7 seconds. So if I do time fail by 7 seconds, then you know why. You know why. So let's let the Queen step up to the air defense, then I'll put the healers in, just to make sure that the healers don't take any damage. Queen is taking significant damage, so I am going to use a rage spell just to power her forward, and then let's use a test wall breaker, just to see if there's any small bombs. There's not, and I'm going to freeze the expos, just to allow my Queen to get a little bit further up in health. We lose a healer to a black bomb, sorry. Let's use a couple of wall breakers here. Will the Queen go in? Nope, she still wants to batter against the wall. So now she decides to go in, but we are losing healers, so let's use a royal champion. The royal champion, up to that area. Now let's use wall breakers, baby dragon, and a wizard. Try and force my Queen into the base. Royal champion doing a good job. There goes that ability. Oh, it didn't really get anything in terms of greater value of defenses. We lose another healer, so the Queen is going down quite fast here. Let's use another rage and a couple of more wall breakers. That will get our Queen a little bit further into the base. Yes, okay. Will she turn? No, she doesn't. Okay, she didn't turn. Let's use the king here. We've got a minute 30, so we do need to start thinking about putting the miners in. Let's use that king's ability to try and funnel that side and get the miners in with the Grand Warden. And let's use the slammer onto this side to try and keep the balloons, or the miners, sorry, moving through the base. Let's use a heal spell because there was giant bombs there. Now the queen's into the center. She is doing pretty good, and I want to freeze the eagle before it fires off one of them shots. Let's use a poison for all of the skellies here for the miners. Eagle will hopefully go down to the miners relatively soon, but we've got the Grand Warden's ability to use through that, and also the balloons that were popping out of the Stone Slammer as well. Now in terms of this final balloon, what can we do here? We don't have another heal spell at all, so I think the main thing I'm going to do is try and distract this wizard tower as the miners come through. So let's use it now. That might be a bit late, guys. It is slightly too late, but the wizard tower does indeed turn to the balloon and means that it doesn't hit the miners. Perfect. It actually worked perfect. So although the wizard tower got one shot off on the miners, it then turned around to the balloons, and the miners will indeed get us a 3-star. This one, whilst it didn't have the scatter shots, it was definitely a better base to show you the miners, and similar to that first dragon attack, it's all about setting up pathing for the miners so that when you put them in, you can control them into the middle of the base. My queen charge could have arguably been a little bit better, but we got the job done. We got her into the middle of the base, and I think the balloon at the end was clutch in order to distract for the miners. That's something you definitely want to be trying to do. Okay, so here is a prime example. 750,000 gold and 750,000 elixir. Now with the 10 healer strategy, like I said, we don't want single target infernos. We find them a lot in multiplayer because the charges are so important, but this one has 3 multis. So let's see what we can do. We need to try and create pathing for our dragons, and I think we could probably get the queen to walk in from this side of the base. So why don't we use that queen? 1 balloon in order to test, followed by my healers, and I want to put the healers kind of out of the way of the air defense as best as possible. When the king jumps the wall, I will then use my king to distract him, as long as my queen doesn't go there. There we go. Now my king can take out the enemy king, and we can go from there. So why don't we use a rage? I'm going to use a freeze for the multi-inferno so that the wall breakers can bust through and allow my queen in. Then we can use a baby dragon to try and help funnel here. Multi-inferno will go down. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where do the wall breakers go? We want them to go kind of into the base here and allow my queen in towards the town hall. So hopefully they do that now. And why don't we go with the royal champion maybe here with a balloon and 5 healers. Go on, royal champion. Do your stuff. Beautiful. Okay, so the queen... Ooh, she might be drawn out, but she... Oh, she is. I wanted her to go to the town hall, but she was drawn out over, which is definitely not what I wanted. Definitely not what I wanted. So let's keep an eye on this then. We have to just use the dragons into that area. So we'll charge the royal champion. Ooh, she just gets through that. Let's freeze the queen and the healers. Royal champion's ability clinging on here, guys. And then... Okay, let's go with a slammer here. Royal champion, let's rage up again. The healers are going down fast, guys, but she's doing a good job. Now let's go with 1 dragon to funnel, followed by 4 dragons and the Grand Warden into that area. Queen is still rocking this, but Royal Champion has to use that ability. Let's rage the dragons. Let's use the Grand Warden's ability, pushing through this. And this is not looking too bad, guys. We've got 2 wall breakers, which are pretty much going to do nothing at this stage, but it is all over. The 10 healer attack strategy has worked, and the Royal Champion survives level 20 with the skin of her teeth. We have just upgraded the Royal Champion to level 20, and she proved her worth in this attack. Anything less, she might have gone down. I used the rage at the end just because I could, guys. Beautiful stuff. I always loved using so many healers like that. So I've got to admit, I loved the 10 healer attack strategy, and I think I might bring it for you guys tomorrow in the video, more as an exclusive 10 healer strategy video. If you would like to see that, let me know down in the comments. But thank you for watching today. We will see you again tomorrow. But if you want to see yesterday's video from the Town Hall 13 Let's Play series, I've linked the playlist on your screen. Go check it out, guys. And until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.